What up everybody and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm gonna go ahead and do a tutorial on how to ride the double black trek trail called Boundary. You're probably watching this video because you've done a few double blacks and you wanna see if you're ready to ride this beast of a trail after seeing all the amazing woodwork it has. Well, this video is just for you. I'm gonna be doing some step-by-step on how to ride some of the features, some POV version of how to ride them, and of course some third person. A few things to mention before we ride it. This is not a beginner trail. This is a very hard trail with very steep technical spots and winding woodwork through the trees. If you can ride trails like Ladies and Pipeline, then I think this is ready for you. It's not as hard as it looks. Another thing, I recommend full pads, especially on your first time. There are some features which you fall off, there's gonna be big consequences, and you wanna minimize the damage as much as possible. Remember the GoPro effect. It exists, and it makes camera footage of a trail look much easier than it actually is. So keep that in mind as I ride some of the features, and that's why I'm doing a third person to give you an actual look on what it feels like to ride it. I'm only doing the lower half of Boundary, as the upper half is not very fun to do. It's very randomly difficult for no reason, and it's not nearly as fun as the lower half, and it's very difficult to ride up to it. So other than that, I'll see you guys at the top of the trail. Here's the sign right here, as you can see. There's Boundary. You can head off from St. Mary's, that's down here, and another way I recommend, my favorite line right now, is to ride from Pipeline and then go across to Lower Expresso and then head across St. Mary's to Boundary. That's a very fun line, that's what I recommend for riders. Yeah, so anyways, enjoy this one. All right, here's Boundary. Starts off pretty simple. Nothing very difficult right here. Just a little tech to get right into it. You can take a few lines right there, as you can see. You can either take my line, which is down right there, I'm not sure if you can see that, or you can go the far line, or you could drop off those rocks, which is what more skill riders do. I recommend the right line or the left line. I've done both. And so yeah, here we go up onto the first feature very quickly. All right, so here we are on the first feature. After that section right there, I'm not sure if you saw this the first half, but left or right, one of the two. You go in on here, I recommend going slow. It's a very tight, steep chute right down there for the ladder. Let's go check it out from the bottom, because this is actually quite difficult. As you can see, it's a lot steeper than you think. I think it's quite simple if you want to ride this. All you have to do is just hold both your front and back brake, and these rocks right here are very grippy, very easy to do this. You just have to have a lot of faith on yourself and trust that you can ride down this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a first person and a third person view on this. All right, so just watch me, and yeah, it's a little bit wet right now. Wood's quite wet, so it's gonna be a little more difficult. First time I recommend the dry, but whew. All right, and the second one does not need a tutorial whatsoever. Let's get back into the trail. This is where the woodwork is taking a little break from us, and we get to go do some nice North Shore tech. Nothing too hard here until this corner, which I usually have to dab on. I don't think I've ever cleaned this corner. It's very hard, but just to enter into it. And now here we go. Another wooden feature. Probably the most difficult thing on this trail. Let's take a look. All right, so here we go. Just two wood rolls over top of a creek is over there. So let's go take a look what it looks like from the bottom side. There's the first one. And now we get into the almighty one. Basically vertical. And after that, you have to sort of slow yourself down before that creek over there so you don't fall in. Let's go take a look. There's what it looks like from the bottom side. Absolutely ridiculous. It's very straight down and it's very difficult. So I'm gonna go ahead and ride this. All right, truth be told, I'm a little nervous. This is very difficult. Requires a lot of skill and bravery, and I'm not exactly the most brave person, as many of my older viewers know. My longer subscribers, I guess. That is the first one. And here's the second one. Listen to this. Whoa. Alright, so here's pretty interesting. You can actually go down that way, and that way comes in here from a lower digger, the very start of lower digger. You know how you roll down that little rocky technical thing and there's a wooden ladder? You can actually roll down that wooden ladder, and instead of turning left into the trail, you can actually turn right, and there's a secret loma that takes you all the way to here, so you can actually do a smaller loop of boundary and only do the final technical feature that's coming up. So yeah, I find that pretty interesting. Let's keep going. Alright, so nothing here. Just a little bit of roots and rocks. Tight corner right there, nothing. Alright, here, you can drop these, I guess. So just half drop them. You don't really get much speed, so. Okay, here we go. Into the famous boundary feature that's probably gonna be featured in a thumbnail. Because I like to make the most interesting things to my videos popular. Alright, so here's the most popular feature on boundary, and it's probably why you're here. It's a big roller coaster that snakes through the trees, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it and then ride it myself. This is what makes it hard, is the first little part. It's like a little squirrel catcher that makes it so only the skilled riders will come, and it's quite difficult because if you're gonna turn, you gotta watch your back wheel. That's basically the entire thing, because then you gotta turn around that tree right there. I recommend a low gear for that because the wood is quite rough and it's quite difficult to pedal if you're on high gear. And then you just sort of ride down and you go out. So let's go do that. Alright, so this is my 5th time riding it. Of the 4 times I've ridden it so far, I've only cleaned it once without putting any feet down. I've never fallen off it. I was close one time or 2 times. And yeah, I don't really care if I put my foot down on this or not. It's quite a difficult feature. I hope you understand if I don't really want to do it again. I'm only doing it for the sake of this video. It's quite a scary feature, I have to admit. It's like 20 feet off the ground at some parts, so just ride in slow. Trust yourself. Going up. Riding down. Around. Take the very far outside lane. Go slow. Okay, that end wing was a little scarier than I imagined. Alright, so that's the boundary coaster. A lot of people know about that. Feels good to send it in both the 3-person, 3rd person, and the POV form. On this thing, just gotta wiggle your handlers through. Oh shoot, I hate these rocks. Doesn't really matter though. Alright, so last thing of the trail. I'm just gonna ride it first because I love it. So there it is from the bottom. You just sort of roll up onto it and you roll down. It's quite technical right here. A very big kicker. I recommend as much speed as possible to get down those routes right there because it's quite steep and hard. So there's many different ways you can do this. One way, the pro way, is you basically just do the right line and you drop over that thing right there. Or you can use this middle line, huck that. Or you can just go sitting in the middle and drop it, or just roll it like I did. Don't go slow. That's my big recommendation for this feature. If you go slow, you'll just endo right there and it's very difficult. So just get as much speed as possible. Let's do this. Alright, just a little climb right here. Anyways, you can do this. I cannot do it any way I do, but you probably can. Alright, this next thing up here, it's just a little bit tech. Nothing to worry about. All rollable. Maybe just a little huck right there will do. We'll go down these little section routes. And this right here, just a steep ladder. Doesn't really deserve filming. But you just rolling out there. Hopefully you can see that. Not really worth filming. All right, and then you get to the lower section of Boundary. This is just almost like a little pump track course. You could actually just do this without having to ride the rest of the trail. It's just like when you come off Lower Digger, which probably lots of you guys know, all you have to do is just turn right and climb up a little bit and you get to this full section. This right here, just ride down some steep tech. Whoa, okay. Okay, I think nothing too serious. There's another line right there that's old, rotten. Probably just gonna fall apart if I ride on it, so. And there you go. All right, so that right there is Boundary. It's a full walkthrough. I know this is a little bit different than most of my uploads, and I'm probably gonna do lots more like these. I have a trail building video coming up that, yeah, you guys can subscribe and go ahead and see that, because that's gonna be a pretty interesting video. Yeah, so if you guys learned anything, just give this video a like and subscribe to me. I'll be very appreciative of that. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.